The Beebole Timesheet add-in for Excel helps you connect your spreadsheets to your time tracking data. The best part is that the data you pull into your spreadsheet is totally customizable. Let's learn how to work with the add-in in this screencast. If you haven't already installed it, we've got a guide for that too, which I'll add in the description below. With the add-in already installed, let's open it up with the icon on the ribbon. This shows on the right side of my Home tab. The first thing that I like to do is set the dates that I have in mind for data. No matter what data you want to pull, you always want to set the dates first. I highly recommend for the purpose of this lesson that you pull all dates in your time tracking data. Later on, we'll refine the data we want to analyze, so let's just get everything for now. Other options you should consider tweaking are hours type and hours status. Now, as you probably know, Beebole tracks data for working time and absences. With this dropdown, you can refine your entries. Another option is to toggle what status the time entries are in. This could help you exclude rejected or draft hours, for example. When I press refresh, I see up-to-date data in my spreadsheet. Make sure you review this to ensure that you have at least one column selected. For now, we start with just a few fields, the company, person, and hours. It's a start, but the power lies in pulling in all of the fields that you want to analyze. This is how the menu works. In the columns panel, we have inactive fields on the left and active fields on the right. When a field is active, it's data that gets pulled into our results. If it's inactive, we don't show it in the spreadsheet. Now, these fields are totally customizable to your needs. Let's move over a new field into the active list. As a test, let's find the date field and I'll click on it. You'll see the field move to the right side. Let's press refresh data now. Watch the spreadsheet update here with that new field. Any field that you capture data for in Beebole is easy to work with, and you can pull it into your spreadsheet. By the way, I think it's a great idea to always include date as one of your fields. This lets you split out your data into each day's entries. This is why I recommend always pulling all dates for your dashboard. That way, we split the entries by day, and we can refine it with the pivot for analysis I'll show you in a moment. For one other example, I'll go ahead and add projects to my active data. Let's refresh data again, and now you'll see the relevant data in your spreadsheet. Now that we've set up our data pool, it's time to make the most of it with an Excel pivot table. While a spreadsheet with time tracking data is helpful, it really comes alive when we analyze it with this tool. Let's create a pivot on this data. Start by highlighting the entire column with your time tracking data. Then find the Insert Pivot Table option on the menu. Click on OK, and you'll see a new spreadsheet with a tool that helps us build reports on our time tracking data. If you've never used a pivot table before, I'll give you a quick demo here. First, let's start off by dropping the hours field in the values box. This shows us the hours in the data we just selected. Now, that's a lot more useful when we can slice and dice the data and break it down by a few dimensions. As an example, I'll put in the project in the rows column. That shows each project on its own row with the associated hours. Another option is to put your data in the columns. I'll move that field to this box labeled columns. Of course, if you want to go 2 levels into your data, you can do that as well by adding a second field to a box. Finally, one other option you'll want to know is how to work with dates. One way to do that is to drag and drop dates somewhere into the box options. That will put each date for data somewhere in the pivot. The way that I like to work with date is that I put it in filters, which doesn't show in the data, but it is controllable. When I click on the filter box, you can check and uncheck the dates to include in your report as you're seeing me do here. Pivots are totally flexible, so you can use them however you need to build out views that answer your questions about how a team spends its time. In the future, there are only 2 steps to bring all of your latest data into this view. 1, return to the add-in and press refresh data when you have new dates. Then, right-click on your pivot and choose refresh. These 2 steps bring in the latest Beebole data, then updates how we show it in the pivot. With the Beebole Timesheet add-in for Excel, the latest data is only a click away. Use it to create the deepest, most customizable, and quickest way to refresh insights about how you and your team spend time. Thanks for watching.